Hey guys, I'm Jeff.
I'm Chris from Aspen.
You know, something that seems to be underrated is your hand protection. Matter of fact, I was out a few years with another buddy of mine, and we were crossing a rock ledge, and he lost his footing and went down a scree hill. The only thing he had to self-arrest on was a thorn bush. So a couple hours later, he had thousands of thorns in his hands, and he's got my tweezers, he's picking them out, and he said, man, here I always thought you just wore those gloves to look cool. Well, that's not the case at all. You know, hand protection is just as important as eye protection, or a good pair of long sleeve shirt, long sleeve pants, or anything out here. We've gone through a few iterations of gear. I go with these fingerless, I don't know what kind of leather they are, but they're just fingerless leather gloves, and they got Kevlar stitching. Very nice. Honestly, if I could find the exact same gloves with full fingers, I would prefer those. Chris has just a straight pair of leather gloves too, and he's been through more pairs than me.
Yeah, there's been a lot of time in the military, I saw a lot of different high-speed tactical gloves. I've tried, spending lots of money on them, and the bottom line is they all suffer traditional fingertip blowouts. A lot of the damage that gets caused to them seems to be done by abrasion, and the mix of materials never seem to work too good. I mean, a lot of the popular ones are Kevlar, Nomex. What I've come to learn in military and out in the field over the past 11 years, I just like all leather gloves. I mean, as far as abrasion resistance and working around the campfire, grabbing a lot of hot pans and things of that nature. A lot of these other gloves, we've had our buddies come out, and either their gloves get shredded apart pretty quickly because we're usually moving over some rough terrain, or or they burn themselves around the fire trying to grab things. They quickly see why we use leather gloves. An all leather glove is nice. There's all sorts of different types of leather: cow, deer, elk, buffalo. I prefer like a thicker, like something more like elk skin, heavier, just as long as it's nice and comfortable and supple. You don't want anything too stiff or that's uncomfortable for you to wear.
Your pigskin's another nice one. Another popular thing with work gloves right now is these Kevlar or Ansel cut resistant work gloves. And I'll tell you what, they're really cut resistant. You could drag a razor knife right across them and it will barely mark the outer stitching. The thing is that while that's great, everything out here is abrasion. You know, your clothes, everything is rubbing on tree bark, sticks, rope going through your hand. It's all about abrasion. And cloth, it just will not handle abrasion like leather does. And your feet and your hands get the most contact with everything. And that's why boots are made out of leather, shoes are made out of leather, gloves are made out of leather. You know, if any kind of cloth had better abrasion resistance than leather, then people and animals would probably be covered in cloth instead of leather. But the thing to remember is I would rather have a pair of just the gray work gloves that doesn't fit anyone's hand. I don't know whose hand those things are designed for, but they don't fit anybody. I would rather have a pair of those work gloves than some high-speed, pleather tactical glove, because a lot of those tactical gloves are actually not even leather. And when you grab a hot cup off the fire, now with my fingerless, what I have to do when I grab a hot cup is I pull them half off my hand. I use them kind of like a pot holder, and I'll grab something off the fire like that. But I've seen many guys try to grab the handle of their cup off the fire with a pair of tactical gloves, and it burnt straight through that pleather and got their hand hot. Yeah, I've seen those Kevlar and Ansel gloves with the little rubber dots go up in flames because they were sitting too close to the fire, and something, I don't know what it is, in those gloves is highly flammable. Poof, just big ball of fire. So yeah, we always keep these on. Our gloves are always on basically until we go to sleep. It's very important. Hand injuries, even cuts and abrasions can affect you down the road in a lot of things. And the less of your medical kit you need, the better off you'll be. So thanks for stopping by. We're going to head on. Feel free to get a hold of us. We hope you enjoyed this video. Later.